powerful. He's so vicious. Like his one-punch power at 135 is like nobody else's in the division. Like the way he starches people is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
He gets so much torque and power into his punches, and he's so fast that he covers ground and his uppercuts, they're just devastating.
Yeah, for sure. I think I can stop him. I'm much quicker than him. He's much stronger, much bigger, but we just gotta wait and see until we get in there and touch the wall.
Joe Rogan looked genuinely surprised when Gervonta "Tank" Davis entered the press event before his exhibition fight with Jake Paul. Instead of his usual lean and compact build, Davis appeared noticeably more muscular and solid. His physique had more bulk and sharp definition than fans anticipated. Rogan, who's used to seeing top-tier athletes in great shape, couldn't hide his amazement. The kind of reaction that comes when someone looks even better than expected.
I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I think that guy is so unusual. His style so unusual, and his patience.
The Leo Santa Cruz fight was really something for me because Leo Santa Cruz is a technician, Mexican style, and the fight was very close before Tank stopped him. But he has that power that can end it.
He finds these openings and he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient. Like when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds. But he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence in that.
During the face-off, Gervonta "Tank" Davis seemed to play down his physical presence. Instead of showing off his build or striking intimidating poses, he stayed calm and composed, sometimes crossing his arms or turning slightly to hide parts of his body. It looked deliberate, as if he wanted to keep attention off how much his physique had changed. Still, the transformation was obvious. Joe Rogan noted that Jake Paul's moves are more about promotion than pure competition. He said these kinds of fights are designed to attract casual fans and stir interest through unexpected matchups. In Rogan's view, the betting buzz and hype around such events are driven more by publicity than genuine athletic value. He believes Jake knows exactly how to keep himself in the public eye, using boxing mainly as a marketing tool, even when the fights don't really make sense from a sporting perspective. Davis, a lightweight champion who normally fights around 135 pounds, is stepping far outside his usual range for this matchup. Jake Paul, on the other hand, has been competing near the cruiserweight limit in his previous fights. For this event, both sides settled on a catchweight of 195 pounds, a decision that surprised many and was only finalized after some negotiation.
That was Jake Paul promoting it. You know, it's just like, doesn't bother me.
There's compromising the sport, and that's like bad. It's just like
if I bet on it,
watching
it
it
would
is
bother the fuck
hard.
out of me.
Watching it with people who are so in on it, and then also the like. Man, the sports betting apps, they introduced like chat apps in them in Australia, so it's like they're trying to take the place of social media companies where you go together and you meet your friends. Like betting should be exciting enough without having a weird.
They're just trying to draw you in.
Thing.
They're just trying to make money, right? So they're trying to draw you in any way they can.
Yeah.
Because of the size difference between the two, the exhibition will follow special rules. Both fighters will wear 12-ounce gloves, heavier than what Davis typically uses in his weight class, to help balance things out for safety and fairness.
We were yelling so much about him fighting someone, fight somebody your size. His next opponent is by far the most credentialed guy ever fought actively in his prime. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds. He fights at 135 pounds.
Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, has expressed concern about the change, noting that while heavier gloves can lessen the impact of punches, they also affect the way punches land and alter how a fighter defends and moves in the ring.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for the win.
Teddy Atlas reacted to the face-off between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis by emphasizing the massive size difference between them. He joked that Davis was so much smaller than Jake that he'd need a ladder just to reach his chin. While Atlas acknowledged that skill and style differences are normal in boxing, he pointed out that in this matchup, the size gap is simply too extreme.
My only concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s. So he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be expedition. What, you know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these prescriptions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know? So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight.
Atlas compared the situation to Canelo Alvarez moving up to face Terence Crawford, but noted that Crawford was never as small as Davis. He explained that Tank's size makes it difficult for him to even reach Jake effectively, making the matchup look uneven from the start. Fans, journalists, and analysts have all raised concerns about the fairness and safety of the fight given the huge size gap. The debate isn't only about Davis. Many are questioning how the event is being marketed, whether it prioritizes fighter safety, and what kind of example it sets for future exhibition or celebrity-style matches. Joe Rogan also pointed out that this fight pushes boxing into unfamiliar and risky territory.
Right? They should also have like the size of the ring, the size of the glove, all that stuff. Particulars should be in the contract. But I would probably look for one thing that is not the common thing to have in a contract if I'm Tank. A ladder. A ladder. Can I get a ladder? Somebody? You know what I mean? Hey, look, if he hits him on the chin the way he can punch, Jake might be doing a dance. You know what I mean? Not voluntarily either. But we'll get into that more later. The thing that I'm talking about right here is what you said. It was stark. The size difference was really, you couldn't ignore it. We understand the talent difference, the experience difference. We understand all of that. But the size, the pure, and we understand small guys can beat big guys. We just saw Crawford do it to Canelo, but you know, a little different. The size difference was, I mean, it was eye-catching, jaw-dropping. And it made me think, and I'm going to ask Richie, our man here who's doing all the taping, who does such a marvelous job. I'm going to ask him, because I know he's an expert in this area, but it reminded me of one of the Rocky movies where they had the face, where they did the wrestling thing with Rocky and Hulk Hogan, a.k.a. Thunder Lips. He was Thunder Lips back there. And I thought I had it right, and it was confirmed to me. It's Rocky III.
Dana White hasn't held back his criticism of the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight. He accused Paul of handpicking smaller opponents and argued that he should face someone closer to his own weight. White even compared Davis to Floyd Mayweather when it comes to punching power, saying Tank actually hits harder, but admitted that his size would be a major disadvantage. He suggested Paul could use his bigger frame to overpower Davis and summed it up plainly, "You guys need to fight people your own size."
Jake Paul, I think when he weighed in for Mike Tyson, was 227 pounds. That is, if I'm not mistaken, a 92-pound weight difference. It's insane. That is called one thing. That's called being a bully.
Joe Rogan has consistently shown respect for Gervonta Davis, praising both his talent and his steady rise in the boxing world. After Davis knocked out Rolando Romero, Rogan called him a rising superstar, impressed by his mix of power and flair that makes for unforgettable moments. Following the Davis vs. Ryan Garcia fight, Rogan described Davis as a quietly dangerous fighter, someone who may start off calm and patient, but always carries the threat of ending a fight at any moment.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then he starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he's very explosive. He's very explosive, and man, he be cracking them dudes. Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Yeah.
And he has so much confidence in his power. So much confidence in his power.
You know, he just, in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Tank, you know, these fighters. You got to be aware 15 rounds. I know you're going 12, but you got to think you're going 3 more, because one slip, one mistake, and it's over.
Yeah.
You know, so hats off to Tank. You know, he's a great, talented fighter. But again, he haven't faced the top elite fighters in his division.
Right.
You know, so we want to see Tank against, you know, somebody his size, you know, at the elite level.
Yeah.
And I believe he'll do good, because, you know, he got the skills, the power, he got the ring IQ to do good, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude. You know.
Yeah, coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique in his approach. Like, you know, he doesn't fight like anybody else.
Yeah.
There are increasing signs that Gervonta Davis plans to retire after his exhibition match with Jake Paul, with financial security appearing to be his main motivation. Davis has often voiced frustration with the sport, calling boxing dead and criticizing its lack of loyalty. His trainer, Calvin Ford, confirmed that Davis chose the Paul fight over more competitive rematches because it offered a much higher payout. Beyond the money, it seems Davis has grown weary of the physical, mental, and emotional toll of boxing. His recent remarks suggest he's had enough and is ready to move on. He's hinted that this will be his final fight, saying he wants to step out of the spotlight and focus on his family and life beyond the ring.
Like that Ryan Garcia one, where Gervonta Davis caught him with that left hook to the body. People were saying that he quit.
No.
He never been hit in the liver. Oscar De La Hoya quit the same way with Bernard Hopkins.
With the same thing.
Same body shot.
Same
left
body shot. And he tried to come, and he tried to take a step out that corner, and not the front of his foot even moved. He just went down. He's like, man, this is it.
And if you get kicked to the body,
oh my God,
a kick to the body is so goddamn devastating, especially a spinning back kick. You could literally pick someone up in the air. It's like they get hit by a car.
Any kick.
Yeah.
To that.
It's really something to see a kid who has nothing, born into extreme poverty, become a world champion, like Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
It's an inspiring story.
It is, and it's great for everyone because it gives you fuel. Like, for a person who's coming up in life, even if you're not a fighter, you see what someone's gone through, and you see the success that hard work has created.
Right.
And it can be a roadmap for your own life.
Many analysts believe that in his recent fights, Gervonta Davis is more motivated by money than by legacy or taking on top-tier opponents. They point to his matchup with Jake Paul as an example, suggesting he's choosing fights based on the payday rather than competitive prestige. To get him to face elite boxers like Shakur Stevenson or Lamont Roach, promoters such as Turk would need to offer sums comparable to major events. Think the massive purses seen in Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. At this stage, it seems that financial gain has become Davis's main driver, taking priority over traditional glory or sporting achievement.
Ban for ban on what you make. Again, there's nothing wrong with Tank going to get his money, but let's all be clear that that's all the fight is for Tank. He's telling you without telling you that he's fighting Jake just because he's getting $40 million. So when we talk about boxing being dead, Tank has to line up at the front of the line. I can't blame him, but don't throw around, oh, boxing's dead and people switch sides and all of that. You chose not to be great. That's it. You chose not to be great. Stuff like that, choices like that will kill boxing, for sure. On a competitive level, it won't kill it on a business level. On a business level, until people run out of interest in these kind of matchups, it'll do well. On a competitive level, choosing not to fight the best will kill the sport. So maybe it's better if people like Tank aren't in the sport. And I don't even say that because I want that to be the case. I think Tank is ridiculously talented, but you can't want a fighter to fight more than what they want to. You can't. Tank fans or Tank people that like Tank and think he's one of the best, you can't want it for him. And then Shakur came back with, that's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with you soft ass. You rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. He says, the people got your chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting that you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be bring the fight to you. This dude, a made-up character. Quote, blessings upon you. Clown-ass dude, wanna be Kevin Gates? Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the thing though. You can't say that stuff about Shakur if you're not willing to fight him. This is the point I think that we're gonna come to today, is that Tank can say all this stuff he wants, but if you're not willing to fight Shakur, then none of it means anything anymore. Even if you believe that Tank is gonna knock him out, even if you believe that Shakur's a runner, or that he's not in the trenches, or he's not a boxer that's willing to bring the fight, or whatever, none of it matters. You're talking from the sideline because you won't fight him.
Actor and martial artist Michael Jai White also shared his thoughts on the situation, saying that no matter how well Jake Paul performs or how much attention he gets, he can't be seen as a real boxing champion. White stressed the difference between exhibition or crossover bouts and official title fights recognized by major boxing organizations. His comments echo the views of many fighters and fans who see Paul's matches as entertainment rather than genuine tests of championship skill, adding to the overall doubt about the fight's legitimacy.
Do you think that Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title?
No, no, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. He started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut the f up. If he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10, that would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be, to me, the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way, because there's a possibility where a 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, oh, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body, because I thought that that's what would win him thing, but he did not do that. I think it makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
Commentator Showbiz noted that even though the matchup is unconventional, public curiosity alone will likely draw huge viewership numbers. Davis's recent talk about retirement has fueled speculation among fans about whether the fight will actually happen. Adding to the uncertainty, his ongoing social media clashes with Shakur Stevenson, where both have traded sharp comments questioning each other's skills, have only intensified attention. The drama surrounding these interactions has made the situation even more unpredictable, mixing entertainment with genuine competitive intrigue.
Do we think the fight is ridiculous between you and Jake Paul? Yes. Are we gonna watch it? Yeah. Do we like it? Maybe. Maybe. And let me tell you why it's maybe, why it's not no, why it's not yes. It's maybe because many of us, we just don't believe it. We just don't believe the fight is real. We know it's an exhibition, but we just don't believe that you two are going to try to take each other's heads off. Other than that, it's kind of interesting. You have a 5'5" lightweight versus a heavyweight Jake Paul, who's really not a boxer with an amateur background and all that shit, but he's been knocking people out. It's kind of interesting if we know y'all were trying to knock each other's head off.
However, Tank Davis fired back at fans who accused him of avoiding top fighters like Shakur Stevenson. He made it clear that public opinion doesn't matter to him, pointing out that fans often change their loyalties after just one disappointing fight. Davis emphasized that his attention is on his own career and personal goals, not on pleasing every critic or follower to be.
Look at how Tank started acting after he made $40 million with Ryan. When he make another $40+ million with Jake,
he's gonna go make $40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Rowe for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Because that's the thing. You do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it. You want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even got to fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that Canelo money.
What's your take? Do you think Gervonta Davis is making the right choice by prioritizing money over legacy? Share your thoughts below.